am, let's see. Well, what do you want to know? Brenda, she's here. She's my sponsor. Stacy's here. She's my upline. And then I have Robin Smith. And then Pam's on the phone. So far, that's all that's on here. Kimberly's coming, and I don't know where my sister is. Kimberly.
She'll be there. I'm Julie Gooden. I'm a gold ambassador with Plexus. In case anyone's watching this in the future, at least there's some names and some information going on. I have two people on my team here. I have Pat and Marissa. I'm expecting at least one more, but we'll see. We'll see how that happens.
And I'm Kim Harbage. I'm a silver ambassador with Plexus, and I have been with Plexus for what, like 2.5 years, I guess. And my sister is here. She's the other Brenda. She's on mute because we're having loud echo if she's not on mute. So she's there. And I'm expecting another 2 from my team, possibly. One was a maybe and one was a yes. So maybe they'll join. But it's nice to meet you all.
Yay.
Nice to meet you.
So, Marissa,
go ahead.
Marissa, I don't know you. Who are you with?
Hi, I'm Marissa Chaco. I'm with Julie. Julie's my sponsor. Let's see. How long have I been
in Austin?
Yeah, I'm in Austin.
We met in Manila.
Yes. Yeah. So I've been in Austin just a little over a year, like a year and a week. So yeah, that's me. 2 dogs, no kids. So if you hear loud noise, it's my crazy animals running around.
Well, I guess.
Shall we kick it off?
I guess so. But we may have to kick the E's towards the end because the people that are providing the info, my 2 are not there yet.
All righty then.
So go ahead.
Okay. So we, I don't know how many of you guys had a chance to go to Super Saturday, but one of the things that kind of popped up in my mind was thinking about how each of us heard about Plexus. And so many times we think it's such a big deal and a scary deal to talk to people that we don't know. And so what I wanted challenge each of us to do was to take 30 seconds and think about who you heard about Plexus from. Was it a friend? Was it a neighbor? Was it somebody that you just met? Was it somebody that you worked with? And then also think about what it is that they said that caught your eye or caught your ear, so to speak, that made you want to join or order. And just thinking about that for myself, it was a really good friend of mine that was sharing about losing weight, and then also was thinking about my sister who actually has autoimmune issues. And it was because of those, it was the caring nature that she came to me that really kind of caught my eye. And the reason I think that that's important for me is because it was just somebody that I knew. It wasn't somebody coming up to me cold call or anything like that. And so I think that's kind of telling as we go through this journey together. And so wanted to see if you guys would be willing to share your experience and how you heard about Plexus and who that person was to you that shared it with you.
I enjoyed hearing the testimonies. There were a couple of, one's a Sapphire now, and I noticed she would post. It was after January of 2004. Well, January of 2014 is when I started noticing. And then I would notice people talking about the probiotic, which was something I was interested in years and years ago, but never had enough information about what probiotic did for you and why you needed it and what to buy. And so for years I would buy them, try them out, and never knew enough about them to even tell a difference, and probably wasted a lot of money doing that. But so my interest was piqued on the probiotic. more so than weight loss. It was just about the healthy, I guess, your healthy gut. I didn't even really know the phrase gut health back then, but I do now.
Right? I think that's interesting too, because it is about something that we might know a little bit about, and it's product knowledge, which that goes to what Vonda and Julie and I have been talking about, is just giving a little bit of product knowledge so that people feel comfortable in sharing that information. And also, are you able to incorporate some of what you wanted or what you were missing in your, like when you first saw those posts? Are you able to incorporate some more information in your own posts to maybe lure somebody in with that same kind of information?
Yes, because I kind of keep in mind when I post that somebody might be reading it like I did a couple of years ago and be like, I really need to figure out why there's so much anxiety going on. What is the key root to that? If I'm, that was me. I was like, well, things are pretty good, but why do I have this jittery feeling sometimes that I can't shake? And so I think learning what gut health meant, I think that was key for me.
Yeah. Was it somebody, when you saw those posts, was it somebody that you knew?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So personal friend.
They were personal. They were people that I trusted immediately. I didn't think they were just trying to make a dime on anyone. I think they really, truly believed it, or they wouldn't have posted that. And because I had known them for a long time. So I think that's why they had my attention in the beginning, is just to read about probiotics at that point.
Right. Okay.
And they're not medical people. So I just was going on their personal experience and the post of testimonies that they felt comfortable posting. So
it wasn't like specific details. It was more that feeling and that trust that you had with the person.
yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Robin, how long was it between the time that you saw the post and you ordered?
Probably, but I would take a sample here and there, but I would say until I was on board, it was almost 7 months. The whole auto ship threw me off. I'm a cash person. I like to pay cash for things out of my full envelope of grocery money and stuff. And so I really didn't want to have an auto ship out. And so I think that's what tied me up. So that's why I did the ambassador route.
Anybody else willing to share?
Yeah, I will. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, this is Pat. And I heard about Plexus through my daughter, Sherry. And I don't think she'd been on the product very long, but she was telling me all about it. And I had just retired. And I think she wanted me to be still working instead of being retired. It's like, Mom can't be quiet. So she told me about the products and told me what kind of results she was having. And I was going through some of my own medical issues at the time. And I had diverticulitis really bad. And I had gone to a nutritionist early in the summer to see if I could get myself put back together, because one of the reasons I left work was because I was starting to get sick and I didn't know why. And after doctor consults and surgeon consults, they said I had to have surgery, and they removed a third of my colon or intestines because the diverticulitis had gotten so bad. But because of the regimen that the nutritionist put me on, it irritated it to the point where it had just gone crazy. So prior to going into the hospital, I started taking the products, and they were really pleased with my blood workout. They said that was really great. There was nothing wrong with it. When I went in the hospital, they said I was the sickest, healthiest person they'd ever seen, and they want to know why. So I told them, oh, okay, and that was it. Well, you're on pain meds and everything now, so you can't really talk to people, but I stayed on it and got better, but I know that if I'd have had the probiotic and the BioCleanse prior to going into surgery, I may not have had to have surgery, because that is good stuff. And I've been on probiotics for years because of the diverticulitis, but they did not work as well as ours does.
Hey, how long was that between Sherry telling you about and ordering? I'm kind of keeping a tally. I just am curious.
I think she told me sometime in June. I don't know if I got on it in June or whether it was in July, but I ordered my kit. I went as an ambassador in October of 14.
Okay.
So it's taken me a year to get healed up, and now I'm ready to do what I need to get done, I hope. So,
Yay.
we're going.
Good.
So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
It's a good story.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll go rather quickly. I learned about Plexus from Taryn on Facebook, and I guess I would put her down similar to Robin, where someone I've known for years, but I'm not necessarily very close to, but someone I trusted. And then I purchased 2 7-day trial packs in, I don't know, late summer of 13 or the fall of 13. And then I moved houses and things got awry. And by March of the next year, I was like, I really like that stuff. I got to do something. And I didn't even consider this as a business. I just picked it up, and it was cheaper to be wholesale. So I did it and never even talked to her about it. So total fluke. So I would say my turnaround was 5 or 6 months. So I think this is important to note, and that's why we're doing it, is sometimes the seeds just need to be sown.
Pam, were you about to say something earlier?
Yes, I had a different journey, but I found out from Christy Blakesley, who's related to Vonda, and I was just familiar with Christy. She'd become a good friend and confidant in something else that I was going through in my life. And she just came in and said, she was talking to me about something else. And given where we were with something she was helping me with, it was very difficult for me. I pretty much had a trust because of how I got to know who she was and everything. And she says, you need energy, because I was very depressed. I was very emotional and having a difficult time with some things. And basically she came and just gave me some samples. And the first day I tried it, I felt better. I felt a little bit more energy, but I also felt that it made me drink more water, and I am not a water drinker. And so that's kind of how I started. And for me, she was looking at it as a health thing and to get healthy. And also we were trying to both kind of go to the journey of getting healthy at the same time that we needed some financial bridging. And so it was twofold. So it's very simple. And that's just how I came about it. It's pretty simple. I think I have a lot of growth still to do, and that's my commitment to the business and to myself and to my own health, is to understand the products better, because I think there's a lot of opportunity even in the small circle that I'm in. Because women and men both, when I see somebody who's fatigued, primarily just the general fatigue with Slim, because that's what I'm most familiar with. I'm not as familiar with probiotics and BioCleanse, although I just started both of them pretty regularly, and I've noticed a difference. But I think it's all about, there's a great circle of people close. You just have to learn how to talk about it and then follow up, because every person that's taken a sample says, really like that. And you give them your business card to say, okay, we'll go to my website, and then they get price shock. So I think it's about keeping it on hand.
Yeah.
That's just my general observation.
Yeah, the follow-up is very key. In a nutshell, I watched for about 8 months. But it took having a conversation with Brenda at a baseball game and making it personal, something about me. I wanted to not be pre-diabetic. So, I think thinking back, I think that's key. People are watching until it becomes about their experience. They're most likely, it takes that step of that connection. So.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't actually know about Plexus at all. My best friend was taking it. She was pregnant and was feeling kind of lethargic and wanted to still maintain her health and her weight, but wanted to do something that was going to be healthy in a sense. And so she's fanatical about anything that she does. So she does a lot of research, and so I trust her opinion explicitly. So I found out through her, but I had not seen or even heard of Plexus, at least in the area that I'm located. So, and it took me probably, I want to say she started in like, I don't know, November, and probably like 5 or 6 months it took before I actually kind of was like, oh, I'll bite the bullet and try it out and see how it goes. And then just did the preferred customer just because I wanted the discounted price. So.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it takes a while.
It does. I think just in the essence of time, I think, unless somebody else has something that they want to share, Julie mentioned it, that she's keeping track of it. And kind of the theme that I saw through the whole thing is that it wasn't something crazy that caught our eye. It was a trusted friend, and it was a genuine caring about us as friends, and then coming to us with something very specific that touched us. And it took a long time. And so we say this and kind of present this to give people hope about and encouragement to continue sharing and not feel like, I know as I was going through this and listening to all of our stories, we probably all felt very thankful that somebody had come to us and offered us these solutions, because they are life-changing. And I'm forever grateful for my friend actually caring to come to me. And so I think, again, it's another reinforcement that we've got amazing products and that we've got something that's great, and we should never hesitate to share with people that we love. I've heard Lori Harrison say it before, that if something were going to save your family's life, wouldn't you want them to knock the door down trying? And I absolutely think that that's true. And so we should be bold in sharing, and follow up is key. And it takes a long time. It doesn't take a day, and life gets in the way and you forget, oh yeah, I need to order that. And so continue on the path.
Okay, so we want to go ahead and start probably getting into the Super Saturday review. And I'll just tell you really quickly, I was mostly excited about the Success Kit, the new Success Kit, just because they had kind of explained it at Leaders Retreat. But there were 1,800 people in Dallas, and everyone was really excited about it. So it wasn't just me. One of the highlights for me was Molly Orr, Emerald Ambassador, was one of our speakers. And she talked about how when they began a couple of years ago, there was no roadmap. And even we who say have been in it for a year or so, it's kind of like you had to take little pieces here and little pieces here and try to make something yourself out of it. There really was no, okay, here's a step and here's a step. So that's what I think. She said that wasn't there. It wasn't available for being successful. But this Success Kit represents where Plexus is headed, and we have been handed that roadmap with this Success Kit. I think it's that important. I really do. My favorite quote of the day, and it's just kind of funny: friends don't let friends pay retail. Thought that was cute. And something that I wanted to focus on with my team was the business launches, whether it's in person or online. I think those are being really successful for a lot of people. Just getting out there and being proud that you are a Plexus ambassador, and proud of that opportunity that you can help someone have. And utilizing more of these Zoom chats and three-way calls, because they are proving to be income producing. So if you're interested in being income producing, I do think that needs to be happening.
What is that? I didn't understand what that last one was.
Zoom chat. So just casual Zoom chats like this, saying, hey, let's talk about this. I just think that face-to-face is so important. And I think a lot of Diamond, well, it doesn't have to be Diamond, just people that they're moving forward in a big way with Plexus. They're doing the Zoom chats, they're doing 3-way calls with potentials, with say, I would help you talk to someone, Pam, on the phone or Zoom chat, something where it's that third party validation sometimes that makes, it just makes sense sometimes. It helps someone take that next step.
Okay.
I think I'll take my turn now. So I'm going to give you a little synopsis of what I learned at Super Saturday and what I was excited about. And I will chime in right next to Vonda that the Success Kit, which I will briefly go over later in the call, was probably the most exciting thing. Because as she said, we would slowly talk to one person and get a great idea, and we talk to someone else and get another one, and we're like, and now it's all in one place. And they went as far as they could go with it without basically rewriting the book on network marketing. So it's absolutely fantastic. Very exciting. One of my most favorite things about it is, and I actually gave Jen Hawkins feedback. She asked what I thought about it. And I said, as an ambassador that's been around a while, I didn't necessarily learn a ton of information, but I was excited about what my new members or even my current members who can buy the kit or raffle for tonight's call to get a kit of their own will get when they have it, because it takes me a long time to get people this much information, because you don't want to kind of vomit all over them and they have to pick all through it. Instead, you'd have it here to access whenever you needed it. But my favorite thing is being in a room full of energy. You're in a room full of people who think the same way you do, who are excited about the opportunity. You're talking, those of us in Denver, that there's kind of a core team in Denver that are at a lot of the meetings, and a lot of us volunteered for the meeting. So we were behind the scenes, and we got to meet Andrea Mitchell and Rainey Anderson and Heather Rice, people that came from Dallas to speak. And that intimate time to sit and chat with people who have done it, who have been in our shoes before, is priceless. It reminds me and it fuels my belief that this is possible, and this is like my excitement and how I pass that on. So that is my ultimate favorite that I take away from any event, quite honestly. But Super Saturday and those corporate traveling events that happen are always somebody new. Where in the local stuff, it's my local friends that keep me on the field. So that is absolutely awesome. So I vow to really pour into my team. Those that want it, man, I will be available twice a week to talk, 3 times a week. If you have a question, call me, I'll answer it. I sat on phone today for 2 ambassadors and solved their shipping and their order issue that they were having. I don't mind doing the legwork if they're doing the legwork too, and I will put my heart and soul into it. And I want to encourage and inspire and educate and be a reliable asset for my team. So that's what I'm committing to for 2016.
I think, and just to share mine too, I go with Julie as well, the just being in a room of like-minded people and ambassadors. And I put us in this room of, we're ready to change the world, just one person at a time. There was tons of great little nuggets that were shared throughout the day. But in the essence of time, I'm just going to, it all wraps back for me of how easy it is to share and how important it is for us to share and to get out there and do that. And Victor Antonio said, it's not what you sell, it's how you sell. And we've talked about that several times just tonight, in that it's how we're sharing it with the people that we love and care about, that's how it's going to get heard. It's a good reminder that it's about the relationships that we've built. It's not about hunting people, but it's about loving people. And if we heard it once, we heard it 1,000 times, which is just to love on the people that are in your friend group and your customers, and following up and thinking back again to what it was that caught your attention. That's kind of why we did that exercise at the beginning. Put yourself back in the beginning shoes, which I so many times forget. And so that's my vow, is to help my team take it back to the basics and really just get comfortable sharing from your heart, because that's really what makes a big difference. I thought the Super Saturday was great, and the new kits are amazing. I cannot believe that they put those together and that they're available for everybody. They're pretty great.
There. We'll move just, and again, the time that we're a little behind, so I'm going to try to breeze through, but we do want to, as with anything, they say lead with the product. That is what Plexus is. We have amazing products. We have something that other people don't have. I laugh and I say this, you'll probably hear sick of me saying it, but we're not selling lipstick. We're selling something that is changing lives. So product knowledge is so important, and that's why. Julie, Kim, you're funny. I can see her typing on me. So we're not selling lipstick. Love it. Okay. Most people begin Plexus because of the product. So always remember that it's valuable, and that alone, just remember that it is. If you're wanting to reach people, you've got to understand the products a little bit. So we're focusing on ease, and I recently went to an event here in Plano, Texas, and it was with an orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Burns. And it was funny. He said, at first he thought it was snake oil. He called it snake oil. He said, I don't do snake oil. So I thought it was a load of, whatever. So he said, but I went to the event and I saw these people, I heard all these people with RA and things like that standing up saying their lives are changed. They are no longer in pain. So he took a little closer look, and of course his wife was on the product. But he said that his wife put him on ease. I thought that was funny. He's a doctor, and his wife put him on ease. So he was having a lot of pain. He has a lot of issues, and it worked for him. So I'm just going to give you some stats again to realize the gold we have in the products. So some stats on chronic pain to show that ease is needed is 100 million suffer from pain, 12 million report living with daily severe pain, 94% of people with chronic pain feel that living with pain is a daily struggle, and most of these people are suffering in silence. So again, listening, being compassionate, paying attention to your friends, your family, what they're going through, I think that is really key, because a lot of people are whining, but some people are really suffering in silence. The need for ease, though, is not just about pain, because inflammation harms our health in many other ways. And that's heart attack, diabetes, autoimmune, arthritis, your GI tract, and Alzheimer's, things like that. Inflammation is the root cause for a lot of those things. Real quickly, some of the new knowledge I came away with is, I don't know if you've heard the term COX-1 and COX-2 inhibitors. So the main COX inhibitors that they prescribe or recommend, NSAIDs, everyone knows what an NSAID is, right? Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. So those are not selective on what, I think you say it, prostaglandin, is that how you say that? So it's not selective, and it will block all of them versus just the bad ones. So we actually have some that are beneficial. COX-2 is the one that you want to block, it's the pain. But COX-1 is the prostaglandin that actually has benefits. So the one it protects your Let me see what I wrote here. So it has a protective role in the GI tract. So the COX-1 inhibitor or enzyme, it actually has a protective role. So you know how a lot of people take NSAIDs and they get the ulcers, or the lining of their stomach is damaged. That's because the NSAID is blocking that COX-1 inhibitor, enzyme, the prostaglandin. So EASE blocks COX-2 enzymes without affecting the beneficial COX-1 enzyme. So that is one huge positive on ours. I didn't really, that's something that if you can even remember just enzymes, you don't have to remember COX-1, COX-2, but EASE is not going to have that side effect of harming your GI tract like NSAIDs are. And kind of relating back to our success kit, we have what you might say on the product cards. I was going to hold that up if I can find it while I'm talking, but so on the back of it says what you might say on each of the ingredients, and on the EASE capsule it suggests to say that EASE capsules contain a natural ingredient that has been used for centuries to relieve mild discomfort. So just because you don't know all the ingredients, you can say, hey, all the ingredients are on my website, but the ingredients are tried, true, proven. That's what you should rely on, instead of necessarily being able to name every ingredient, but being able to say the ingredients that are in our EASE capsule are proven and have been used for, they're just, I'm trying to, they've just been used for a long, long, long time. Okay. So everyone, is that pretty cool though, that EASE blocks the COX-2 enzyme without affecting the beneficial COX-1? I thought that was pretty cool.
I didn't know that, so.
That is cool.
Yeah. Okay, so Kimmery, you're here, right? Let me see. There you are, Kimmery. You want to unmute yourself, or you want me to?
I'm here.
There you are. Okay, so we are trying to let you guys really take part, and so we're wanting every Zoom meeting to you guys volunteer, or we'll call on you to bring something to the table. And so Kimmery, you're up on Edirol.
Okay, so Edirol, and there's actually a longer name that I'm not going to butcher. I thought about trying to do that, but I don't think I can say it. But it comes from New Zealand. It's from a green lipid mussel. And the things that I found that are good, that come from good or green lipid mussels, there's glucosamine, and that's a natural chemical that is found in the body that's usually found within the joints. So you can kind of see how the EASE ties into that in working on inflammation and joint health. And they use that for kind of creating healthy cartilage and healthy joints. Chondroitin. Yep. Which is also natural in the body, and it has to deal with connective tissues as well. So a lot of the things that I found that are beneficial from the Edirol is a lot to do with joint health and working on the inflammation from that. And there's a couple of things, a lot of the products that they have, or the benefits that it's coming from, it's natural stuff that's within your body. So it's not these chemicals that they're creating that are going to kind of, flood your body with toxins. It's stuff that we would naturally produce, and you're going to be basically getting larger amounts of that to kind of help with joint health. It's also got a natural source of omega-3, 6, and 9. And the difference between the Edirol omegas is that it has about 100 times more than what would be in normal fatty acids. So it basically is that much more effective in reducing swelling than what you would find in other products. So that's one of the benefits of using this product. And some of the things that it says that it helps is rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, asthma. So that was a question I think I had earlier on. What was something that would be beneficial for asthma? And they said it's just more along the lines of daytime wheezing, and it's something that you want to do by mouth orally. And then the side effects, they said that there's kind of diarrhea, nausea, intestinal gas, those kind of things. So I think as long as you kind of watch how much you're taking, and if you need to scale back on that, that might kind of prevent someone from getting diarrhea or knowing that they need to take it with food or milk or something along those lines. And the only thing I saw, rare cases, is that it could cause liver problems. So if somebody is saying that they have liver issues, that might be something that you want to kind of steer them clear of, or maybe have them talk with their physician about just before they start taking the product, because it might kind of affect that. But other than that, that was pretty much, possibly unsafe for pregnancy. So while people are pregnant, it might not be one of the products that we would suggest utilizing. But there wasn't a lot of detail on that. That was just something that they stated and suggested. So.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Probably what we'll do is, I imagine you have it sort of typed up or noted, so we can try to have this available later, because it's can't write that fast. So thank you very much.
Sorry.
Good stuff.
I didn't know the glucosamine. I'm super excited about that.
Yes. Yeah, I had heard, if you listen to Dr. Harris, that it can take the place of, if you're taking glucosamine, chondroitin, and one other one, but it's sort of like one product in, 3 products in one or something like
All
that.
wrapped up.
I'm kind of excited about that.
Yeah. Okay, so
I think it's Marissa.
Turmeric? Marissa?
Yeah, you're good. She's just got to get off mute. There she goes.
Okay, there I am. All right, so I got turmeric. Turmeric is a plant, not to be confused with the Japanese turmeric root. It's a natural anti-inflammatory. It can also be used for a natural antibiotic, which was very cool to find out that if you have a cut or a wound or anything, you can actually get some turmeric powder and some water, make a little paste and slap it on there, and it will start to heal naturally, which is pretty cool. It also helps to heal stomach ulcers, improve digestion, a lot of the GI tract stuff. It's got a lot of information about helping prevent cancer. So prostate cancer, breast cancer, colon, all that kind of good stuff. It originates from India, which goes back to like 4,000 years ago in Southeast Asia. So yeah, it's a great natural ingredient that, I just knew it from Indian food, and my mother-in-law drilled it into my head that it was good for us, but
Okay.
it also helps to lower cholesterol. So I guess that also plays into part with the cardiovascular system as well.
I didn't know that. God, I love doing these because I learn more.
Yeah. I think it's really exciting about the cancer prevention. I'm seeing a lot of things pop up on Facebook about turmeric and prevention of cancer. So.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so Kim Pollock, who now lives in Boulder, she's a holistic health coach, and nutritionist. I don't want to miss anything there. She takes, because she thinks she's naturally inflamed, like she's easily inflamed, and I guess there's some kind of blood test you can do to find this out. So she takes 2 E's every day. Like that's part of her standard regimen. And I've really been thinking about, I'd be interested to see what happened. And now that you say stomach issues and ulcers and that stuff, I'm like, I'm giving it to my husband. He does whatever I tell him to do, so I can do anything.
Me too. Oh, and
Same. You're actually, Ben is actually going, his last blood work showed some elevated white blood cells, which means, I guess, markers for inflammation in his body. And we can't figure out why. So I've already ordered some E's as well, just to kind of put him on that and see where we go.
Good girl.
Yeah, we just had a nice little earthquake. I'll have to update her. Thing. Yeah, we have about 11 a day sometimes.
Are you
But-
serious?
Yeah,
Where are you, Robin?
I'm in Edmond, Oklahoma.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all have been having a lot.
We have, anyway, I'm sorry, that's off topic. And I
That's
didn't
funny.
know, like, they're
I'll have to
running.
watch the video and see if she was shaking. Yeah.
We're gonna have to go back and rewind the video and
If you're moving.
I was just going to pipe in with something funny about turmeric. It's a huge, a lot of health coaches will take it and they'll put it in their smoothies too. And as Marissa mentioned, it's, it's part of Indian food and it's the part that makes everything yellow. And so people are putting that in smoothies and different kinds of things to get the health benefits, but it's turning their teeth yellow.
Ooh.
And it stains them. And so that's another benefit that we could say here is it's in a capsule form. Your teeth won't turn yellow.
Yeah. That's good. Turmeric does stain everything. So
Everything. Don't touch it.
no, don't.
Oh, okay. So, Kimberly, you're up with serapeptase.
I don't know if I did as much research as they did, but serapeptase is a chemical taken from the silkworm. I did learn that. It's used in Japan and Europe, but in the U.S. it's just a dietary supplement. But it's actually used for painful conditions, including back pain, osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, osteoporosis, migraine, and tension, headache. But it helps to it's used for conditions that involve pain and swelling, including sinusitis, laryngitis, sore throat, ear infection, swelling after surgery. That's why it helps so much for people who have had surgery.
Yeah.
One thing that I learned, I actually heard it from Sonia Dudley, that it helps for hardening of the arteries. It actually helps, it's treated for heart disease, or used to treat heart disease and hardening of the arteries. And it says other uses include treatments of diabetes, leg ulcers, asthma, and pus accumulation. That sounds gross. But how it works is it breaks down the protein in the body.
Yes.
I had read about it in regards to blood clots. Kimberly, did you see anything about blood clots?
It says it helps with swelling of vein with the formation of blood clot, and inflammatory bowel disease, and ulcerative colitis, and Crohn's disease. So it even helps with that inflammation.
Blood clots.
So it's acting as a natural blood thinner, sort of.
I think that's. I was reading on another deal. This one doesn't. Let me see.
I have read that before. I've been doing some research on the principal's wife at my kid's school has had a blood clot, and no one will do surgery on her. And I'm trying to throw supplements at them, trying to figure out what will work.
That's where I read it on the side effects. It says, another use for it was women use it for fibrous cyst disease, and that mothers that are breastfeeding, that it helps when they're the pain from having milk, a lot of milk. But it does say that for surgery, that serapeptase might interfere with blood clotting, and is a concern that it might increase bleeding during and after surgery, to stop using it at least 2 weeks before a scheduled surgery.
So natural blood thinner kind of thing.
Yeah, might interfere with blood.
So
I'd read that.
is it good?
I came on to get onto my computer where I had researched it some, and I have got some kind of virus or something. I can't get into it. I've been sitting here trying to uninstall crap that's on my computer. Probably my daughter.
Pam, I could hear you try to ask the question. Go ahead.
So is it good? Are you saying it's good for the fibric type of breast health? So where you have fibroids in your breasts?
Or in your uterus. Yeah, which is.
Mm-hmm.
It says women use it for non-cancerous lumpy breasts, fibrocystic breast disease, and nursing mothers use it for breast pain caused by too much milk, breast engorgement.
Okay.
Okay, so I have fibroid. I have a very, very large fibroid in one of my breasts, and they're like, well, you've got to go talk to a surgeon. That was my January 4th call that I got. I thought it was interesting. And so I've been following this a little bit on some of the Plexus websites. So I'm actually going to order this with a couple other things. I was waiting from this call tonight because they want me to go see a surgeon in the end of January. And I'm like, you know what? I think I'm just going to kind of go with it and wait because they're saying it's fibroid. So, I've had it it's been there for a while, and I think I'm just going to kind of do my own testimonial on this and let the team find out because I have to have an ultrasound at the end of March.
Interesting.
So,
Pam, one thing, two things actually. One, I've heard about the serapeptase explained by, I think it was Jennifer Pickett, but basically the enzyme, no, I think it was Ami Darling actually. So she talked about how that is going in and breaking up you think about when you have an injury, you might have the scar tissue on, the fibers that are being bound in your muscles. And it goes in and basically eats away at that and breaks it up. That's probably a very bad way to say it. She says it really well. So
you could look that up though. Ami Darling.
Ami Darling, I'm pretty sure, and I'll try to find it exactly because I know what I heard. But also, I posted something on Destination Diamond because I have a cyst that it's either gone and making sure my son's gone. So for a few years, they've been watching it in the mammogram and was called back for it. And it's either gone or very, very small. And that's happened in the last probably 6 months.
And we were just talking on the way to Super Saturday because after she posted that, I got to looking. I have what they call fat necrosis after having a breast reduction. And I swear a lot of mine are gone. I haven't had a mammogram. It's about time, so I guess I'll go find out.
Well, it's interesting to know both of you take the E's for your fibro stuff. So that would be an important piece to say.
Yes.
So I'll just be everyone's guinea pig because mine is very, very large. It's been marked. It's large enough that they want to have surgery. I'm like, okay, I'm so down with this. 2015 and 2014 have been way too hard for me. And I really was waiting for this call because I kind of think I'm just going to cancel that appointment January 29th. And actually, I'll probably just move it. And I'm just going to hammer out this stuff, order it, and let everybody know when I get my next ultrasound in March what happens. Because nothing's happened. They've marked it in June, and they marked it in September, and again in December. And it's the same size. And if it reduces, there's only one reason.
Yeah, and I think you want to think about your dosage too. I know that it has a loading dose attached to it for pain, so I'm not sure how you want to play with it, but it's something to think about.
Yeah, I take at least 4 a day, so you would probably at least want that. So you definitely want 2 bottles to begin with.
Okay. Well, I don't want to drag down the call. We were just talking about this particular topic, and I had watched you talking about it, and I said, you know what? I'm just going to wait and bring it up and see what happens.
I'm kind of fascinated. Keep us updated.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so bromelain?
Bromelain, Molly is in the middle of a work issue, so we're going to have to skip that one, and I'm sorry about that, guys.
I can do it. Actually, you can do it. Julie, Brenda can do it.
Okay, Brenda, go.
Brenda's my researcher here at the house, and she's researched them all as well. So we'll put her on. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, just fine, actually.
Okay, good. So bromelain is actually an enzyme that's found in the pineapple juice and the stem. And it is also used to reduce inflammation, swelling, and pain. They recommend it especially for muscle soreness after extreme activity. So that's a fabulous thing. It also causes the body to produce substances that fight pain and swelling. So not only are you getting the benefits of the juice and the stem itself, but your body is actually going in conjunction with that and producing its own enzymes. Julie, I was thinking about your friend because under some of the interactions that are listed with this, they do say that it can interact with some antibiotics, amoxicillin was one of their examples, but then also blood thinners because it can act as a natural anticoagulant. So if you're on a blood thinner already, you can see more bruising and things like that, and you're not going to clot as easily because it kind of piggybacks with that blood thinner that you're already on. And then some of the other side effects that Kimmery was saying before, diarrhea, stomach and intestinal discomfort and things like that. So a couple of those things, like with the green lip mussel and the bromelain, have some similar side effects in the E's. But otherwise, good stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
I read that will help with nasal swelling, so that can help.
Yeah, why not?
Serapeptase does too, but that's interesting to find out about. I mean, I've actually learned because I've been bleeding a lot faster, and I used to bleed more or easily because of my platelets being low. But last time I had platelets checked, they were actually normal for the first time probably in 10 years. But I'm still getting to bleeding real easily. Like when I prick my finger to do my finger stick. And I'm like, wow. I mean, one time I did it and it just squirted out. But I also take an aspirin too, so maybe I can back off on the aspirin.
Yep. Yeah. So that's that. I thought that was really interesting too, because I've had a blood clot in the past, and I've had a couple of follow-up tests, like the ultrasounds and things, and they always come back clear. And my doctor's asked me, she says, "Are you on an aspirin regimen?" And I always say no. And so now I know probably this has been the majority of the reason why I haven't continued to have sticky blood, as she calls it. So, which I'm happy about. So.
Just closing that out, did anyone have a testimony to do on that? Were we doing that, or and with time, should we just move on? But just a note on what the orthopedic surgeon did say, I'm pretty sure he took E's prior to his surgery. So you would want to run it by your doctor if you ever did that, but I'm pretty sure he did. I know one other person there said they did prior, and they stayed on it prior to the surgery.
Which might be different than if you're taking an only bromelain supplement. That would probably maybe be too much. But
that's true. And he showed pictures of him. He was doing surgery. You know how you have the little scooters to put your knee on. So he had that, but he did not take pain meds. He didn't want to. And this is an orthopedic surgeon. He only took E's.
That's
his surgery. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Brenda, were you going to do an E's testimony for us?
I have one, but if we're tight on time, I don't have to do it, or I could just do it real fast. So
just do it then.
Yeah, I think do it fast. Okay. So,
not super fast.
Talk fast. Now, when Kim first started on Plexus, that was her main goal, was because of a lot of my autoimmune issues and things. So like her first thought primarily was to get me healthy. And so I started on the nerve support. And then probably about a year after the nerve support, I started taking the E's. And the reason for that was because I had seen my rheumatologist, and she wanted to put me on, I forget what the medication was now, but I'm allergic to ibuprofen. I'm allergic to pretty much any other NSAID that's out there. I can take Tylenol, but that's about it. And as we know, that's not an anti-inflammatory. So she was like, well, what about this? And what about that? And well, maybe we need to find you a natural anti-inflammatory. And so I talked to Kim about it, and she was like, yeah, the E's is an anti-inflammatory. And so I started taking it, and then our mom started taking it because she's had a hip replaced twice, and her doctor was like, you can't take ibuprofen anymore, but here, take some Vicodin instead. And she was like, okay, where's the sense in that? So we both take it, and I take it probably at least 4 times a day, once in the 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening, and then as needed. So sometimes I'll take it, take 6 in a day, 8 in a day. It just depends on my pain level. And I've noticed a huge difference in my hands and swelling. And it's fabulous. It's a lifesaver.
Your reduction of your pain meds.
Oh yeah. It has actually, Kim and I started keeping track of my pain medication that I take every day. And it was significantly going down, and it was on an autofill. So I would just get a bottle every month. And I started noticing that I had, like a little bit in the bottom, and then there was more, and then there was more. So we started keeping track of it. And I've probably cut my pain medication use. I probably use a third as much as I used to. So financially, that's huge. And then also just, not having as many prescription medications in my body, that's amazing to me also.
Yay.
Yeah, I love it. Ease is my friend. And the cream, too. I wish I could mainline that sometimes, but I'm all about ease.
Getting off 40 to 50, I took 30 to 40 milligrams of hydrocodone a day, and getting off that was wonderful.
Yeah, huge. Yeah. I think, for me, just living in this household and seeing the difference and the dramatic changes in my sister when those pain meds started going down, and she's like, I have 12 days left of the month. It just made me want to cry because tears of joy, right? You see all of those side effects, and none of them are good. There's, lots of them include death, and that's not where I want my family to be. So this is one of our favorite products around here. Yeah, and especially when you consider 12 days worth is what's 8 times 12? I can't do the math. A lot. Yeah, it was taking up to 8 pills a day. So, getting rid of that is huge.
That's great. So we have a ton left. So the question becomes, is there anything that you want me to hit? Do you want me to show the success kit, or do you want to move that to the next one?
I think high overview of the success kit is good.
Okay.
And then we can move the rest of it. At least, kind of tease some people with what this thing looks like.
Yes. So for those who weren't able to go to Super Saturday, it's a super cute box, and it's the kind of box you want to keep, I don't know, like say peeping. Like my kids would probably put their swim ribbons or something in it. Like it's a very nice box. It sounds stupid, but it's a good box. All right.
It's a good box.
It's a good box. So when you open it, of course, what if this could change everything? They're trademarking this. So it is Plexus owned, I think is what they're trying to do, this term. And then inside is a whole bunch of goodies. So your kind of contents of the box is over here. And then I'll show you. They have, sorry, there's so much in here. I'm trying to go in somewhat of an order. There is a quick start guide that is actually brilliant. It says on it, open me first. So it's the first thing you see. And it is the 10 steps to kick off your business. And so it's all interesting about setting goals, like making your list, set up your face-to-face stuff, like the things that are the basics to starting off your business. And I'm sorry you're looking at my chest. Then we have let's get you started. It's an entire spiral bound book. And I kid you not, there is everything in here from like understanding and how to listen to your customers, how you can share photos and tag people in order to get more exposure, selfies and progress reports on how to post them on Facebook. I mean, so many ideas that we are constantly giving people that now you get without even talking to us, which is great because people don't always reach out at first. Then they send you 5 what if this could change anything opportunity brochures. And it basically slightly outlines the company and the excitement around the company. Great photos, pictures of people we know. Well, this is Melissa and Tamara Holloway. And then I think that's Tarl when I'm looking backwards into the camera. So it's also kind of fun because we get to see people we know in the pictures. On top of that, they give you 5 thank you cards. What I love about this is they're encouraging customer care. Caring for our customers is both where we get future ambassadors and where we get referrals. And on top of that, they come and they stay with us because they know that we care about them and we appreciate their business. Let's see, there is awesome. An entire huge color step 11 ways we get paid in a brochure so that you do not have to learn it on the fly. You can sit with your potential and explain to them what all 11 ways are. It's all written. There's a few things I'm not telling you about, but the last thing, just because you got to have some surprises. But this has to be my absolute favorite. It's a pack of note cards. Then Vonda referenced them earlier. So I'll pick the ease one out just because we were talking about it. But on the cards, I probably should have prepped this beforehand because that's just the way I roll. That's the nerve. So what they did is they put the Product Ease capsules on a little note card. On the note card, it tells you about the guidelines for the uses and what you use the product for. But on the back, they give you talking points about the product, like they contain Edirol. You don't have to know all the ingredients, but they did tell you the main thing is Edirol, and that it has a long history in the indigenous tribes in New Zealand. So that, again, you can fall back on something, and you don't have to have an entire paper written about it. The next column says what you might say. So if someone is complaining about being sore or discomfort, then they have lines for you to be able to give people so you're not fumbling with your words. So yeah, there's a few things left out, but it is super great. It has lots of hands-on income producing activities, things that we are always trying to get our team to do because we're having people do it because we know it works, because people that have succeeded in this business know it works. But now the company says it works and you need to do it. So it's not just us. Now it is a company-wide drive and sharing things that have worked for other ambassadors so that we can all succeed and it's not just a few. How was that for fast?
That's perfect. I want another one.
Say that again?
I want another one. They're so great.
I know. It just smells like plastic when I open it. Well,
Yeah,
the cards come in this cute little plastic, so you can take it around and shove it in your purse,
And not have them get ratted up. That's great.
Right. So you don't have to carry around the big box if you just wanted to carry your cards around.
Right.
Yes.
So what we would like to do is we probably should sign off, even though we could literally go on for another hour with the amount of material we have for today. But we're trying really hard to respect everybody's time and keep these meetings to right at an hour. That way we're predictable and we don't blab too much.
Is this one being recorded?
Yes.
So if, because I have a new person that's going to sign on and she wasn't able to come tonight, but she definitely wants to listen to what we talked about tonight, especially with the product detail.
Yeah, I'll either get it uploaded tonight or.
And where do we go to find it? Because I've lost where I wrote it down.
Oh, you know what? Most likely Vonda will throw it on her team page as a link, like under this, and you can, or maybe she'll post it as a new post on her page. I try to keep mine on the same team post, the team call post where I'm asking people. In order not to have too many posts, I figure having the video in the comments to the team meeting that's above it makes sense in future.
We also, the videos are always on
You're frozen.
Our own YouTube page. What, Julie?
That's what I was wanting to know. What's the YouTube page?
Yes, so I have that. I've given that on our team page, but I'll make sure you see it. But yeah, we have links now to a team training page and then a customer care.
I've missed that somewhere.
Customer care, but product testimonies, product explanations for customers or potentials. So we have those links. But all of the team calls are loaded. Julie does that one. And so all of them are there. So if you ever want to go back. But some of the things that we were going to talk about, just so we did prepare more, and it's really good stuff, and we want to pass it on. But definitely the kind of a magic of 3 thing. 3 is a really big, if you just think of that, the power of 3, we've all heard that. And so we want to focus on the power of 3, income producing. So be thinking of that, even though we can't talk about it right now. It's so important to daily try to do something, and just realizing that the power of 3 is, it truly is powerful when you think about it. And I'll leave you with this for me. It was, and we discussed this in preparing for you guys at Super Saturday. It was just such, it gave me chills, but they just chose one person in the front and they said, you know, you just signed as an ambassador. Go tag 3 people. And she did that. And those 3 people went and tagged 3 people. And again, this is a room of 1,800 people. And so just in a matter of minutes, we all had tagged 3 people in the whole room. And she said, congratulations, you're diamond. You know, so that it just was such a powerful visual of the power of 3, that you don't have to know all those people, but that power of 3 really, really works.
Mm.
And 3's a little number. It's doable.
Doable.
That's what I love about it. It's a big little number.
And you just keep trying to do that every month. Every month you're going to be moving forward.
Thank you guys for coming tonight. We were going to try to get this, Vonda and Kim and I will talk, and we're going to try to get this very much on your calendars so that you're not learning about it 4 days in advance as we get.
Sorry, I was late. We had ball games today and I forgot.
No, it's okay. We need to get better at that, though.
I was actually driving down the road and listening to y'all. That's why I she told me
Before we go, let's do kind of like a silly, and I'm going to screenshot us. Okay?
Ready?
Okay, ready? So I can only do so much at a time, so just keep doing it.
Oh, we can't hold it. I got it. I can't do that very long. I have no ability to look stupid. I don't like it.
Well, so glad y'all were here. It's fun. We've got a lot more.
Go Plexus.